All right, Max India also in focus today on multiple news triggers. Change of guard as Aniljeet Singh has stepped down as chairman. The company has also got approval for its three-way demerger. We're going to be discussing some of this with Mohit Talwar, the deputy MD. Mohit, good to have you back on the show. Lots of news that of course we're tracking at Max today. So first of all, just take us through the restructuring a little bit.
Yeah, so, we embarked on this restructure plan last year in January, so it's taken us one good year. And so once we got our final court approvals, which was early in the month, we called for a board meeting, which happened this morning. And effective today, MaxIndia splits into three separate companies. The first one will be called Max Financial Services, which is the existing MaxIndia. The second one will be called MaxIndia, however, it's a resultant company one. And the third is Max Ventures Industries Limited. In the first holding company, there'll only be the life insurance business, which is Max Life. So really, it's our life insurance business will be quasi-listed, it's probably the first one in India. The second holding company would house the health and health allied, which is Max Healthcare, Max Bupa, and the senior living business. And we have a plastics business which will be housed in the third vertical, which is Max Ventures. So that's the construct, and the rationale for doing this was really to break out of being a conglomerate, because the discounts which the investors give us for conglomerates is pretty significant. So this is really a cleanup, and it's kind of just focuses in terms of the businesses. It gives choices to investors. And I think at the end of the day, it's great for the individual businesses concerned.
All right. So take us through, particularly on the life insurance part, because a lot of interest there at the moment, the kind of opportunity potential you're looking at, interest from foreign stakeholders, whether you see any increase in stake there, for instance, by Mitsui, anything else that's on the radar that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so on the life insurance business, we are one of the profitable companies now, dividend paying, extremely solvent. We're sitting with excess capital of about 2,000 odd crores. And this is really trapped capital for us because we can't dividend it out. So we are really well poised for any inorganic opportunities which may come up. And we are looking for those. There aren't any. I mean, we just won't do an acquisition for the sake of it, but provided it brings in additional distribution, because that's really the mainstay for any insurance business. There have been a lot of interest from both strategics as well as financial investors in terms of wanting to participate in the life insurance business. But however, I mean, the need for cash would only arise if we were to do a big bang acquisition, and we're looking out for that.
All right, so you are looking. Okay, so since you have said that you're looking out for one, anything you'd like to share in terms of the kind of business or size that you'd be watching out for?
So really, the targets which we would ideally like would be one which brings in some distribution capabilities and adds to the existing distribution in Max Life. So i.e., if you have, let's say some banks as partners in a particular insurance company, that is really going to be something which is worth our while. However, I don't think we're going to be doing an acquisition just for the sake of buying a book, because that really doesn't help our cause at all. And so there are a lot of these opportunities which we are exploring. I have nothing concrete at this point in time to say that we've kind of closed out on any of them, but I'm hoping that in 2016 we'll be able to do a reasonably large acquisition in the life insurance space.
Right. Mohit, just a quick word from you also on the leadership change with Aniljeet stepping down, Nena coming on board, and in terms of any apprehensions you want to put to rest with investors just watching some of this closely?
So actually, yes, I'll tell you what the leadership changes are. So in Max Financial Services, Naina comes on as a non-executive chairman, and Aniljeet steps down. He, in fact, is now what's called a founder and chairman emeritus. In fact, this is something which his transition had actually started a few years ago when he became non-executive, and it's all part of a particular script and all part of a succession which he has planned out. The managing director of that company will be myself, so that's one change. In the MaxIndia holding company, Rahul Khosla will be the chairman, and I'll be the managing director. Aniljeet will continue to be the chairman in Max Ventures, and I'll be the vice chairman. And Sahil Vachani, he will be the managing director. So these are the top level changes which have been formalized today.
All right. As you said, you're going to be at the helm of this. So before we let you go today, with the group now, in fact, looking at various different facets and industries for growth, what you're looking at in terms of, the way ahead and where you see the most potential and excitement, really. Is it really going to be all about the financial services? That's definitely what the street's watching out for.
Yeah, definitely. There's no doubt that there is a lot of excitement around financial services, and especially around the insurance space. And I've just kind of touched upon that in terms of some of our strategic intent, from the point of view of acquisitions. But I think there's going to be a similar kind of activity happening also in the health and health allied, especially around the hospital business. And as you know, we over the last 3 months have done 2 acquisitions. One was a 300-bedder, and the second was, the Saket City Hospital, which is currently at about 300 beds, but it has the capacity to go all the way up to about 2,000 plus. So that would really make us a very potent hospital company in the catchment area of Saket. So we are hoping that over a 3 to 5 year period, we should be doubling our bed capacity, and so you can expect a fair amount of growth in the hospital business side. As far as the health insurance is concerned, we have already formally put in an application to FIPB, where Bupa will be increasing its stake to 49%, and so we are waiting approvals. And that business is growing at about a good 30% or so. That leaves us really with the plastics business, which has been housed under Max Ventures. Currently, it's a monoline business, but I think going forward, we are looking at what we believe it's the wider world of business, and these could be in the areas of maybe education and skilling. So these are plans which still need to be worked out. So right across the entire spectrum, we feel that there is a lot of scope for growing all our businesses, mainly in related areas. And like I said, on the manufacturing side, we could add a few more, which we are not currently in.
Mohit, thanks so much for joining us. We wish you all the best. Great to get a sense of some of the exciting plans ahead for Max. And thanks for joining us here on Bloomberg TV India. In fact, talking about healthcare and hospitals, that's definitely one of the upcoming themes that some of our veteran investors have been focusing on. And along with that, they've also been highlighting the hotel industry and some potential that they see there. We're going to talk to one of the rising stars in the industry in just a moment when we come back from this break. Amrita Nair of Ayana Hotels, a luxury hotel